the cameras are going?
Yes, we recorded all of that.
Oh, love that. Yeah. Does Tom know that he's in every single episode of this podcast?
I'm not sure.
Hi, Tom.
Hi, Tom. Yeah, I think he's aware.
We got to get our lawyers back.
We got to get the lawyers back. We've got Evan in audio. We love ya.
Connor, the producer, who makes everything happen for us.
Please come home, baby. I'm sorry. Lucas, what are we doing here?
Today we're talking about something very important because I think that you and I can both get a lot of tension resolved. Not that there's tension.
Are we talking chiropractic?
We're talking constructive criticism, baby. Growth. Self-improvement.
Whatever this is, I hear some constructive criticism. I fucking hate it. It's bad, hackneyed, and dumb. There. How is that?
I just realized I look like everyone's older brother Kyle, and I'm like, oh yeah, I gotta
There's
get up a little bit.
There's a little bit of like youth pastor energy coming off you right now.
Youth pastor?
Yeah. Just your physicality when you started this, like the like
the gayness.
When you did
that's gay.
When you got a little puss, that was. But before you were doing a little youth faster, that I didn't care for that.
That's like the most insulting thing you could say. Like, because when I think youth pastor, I just think camp counselor.
Yeah,
and I don't have that energy at all in me.
You do.
And maybe in this episode, but in my day-to-day life, I'm like, oh, you have something bad to say, come sit by me.
Oh, that's tea.
That's why we started this podcast.
Yeah, I know. Listen, I'm trying to be constructive. How was I?
Yes. Okay. Yeah, I need to receive it. Okay. Sure.
That's you
Sure. I was probably giving youth pastor.
That's you receiving. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Which. Sure. Just a defensive asshole. Just sure.
I did like when you said I was giving puss. How do you deal with criticism?
Very poorly.
Yeah.
I do not excel at getting criticism generally.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what happened. But I now get to a point where if I'm getting critique, I start to have panic attacks. Almost always because it's involved with a work thing. So I just think back to that awful job I had in DC with that really hideously abusive boss. It all stems back to that. Where any time that there was critique, it was never, ever constructive critique. It was always, hey, so you're bad and dumb. You missed all of this and you're going to lose your job. And I hope you start drinking again. It was like all of that balled up in one thing. So I still brainily have never, ever let go of like, oh, this is an extinction level event, getting critique on a thing. In a work situation. Totally.
Well, and with the power play there, depending on your relationship to your boss or whoever is the one that's giving the critique, it could maybe be true, or it could maybe be just a story that they have to tell in order to get you to either do what they're asking or get rid of you in general.
Yeah. And I mean, I've been gotten rid of enough times. It was, always awful. But there's some times when I can actually, when critique or a constructive criticism is really helpful. Comedy weirdly has been one place where I'm really able to, I'd like to think I'm really able to hear what somebody's saying. I also like that comedy, like if they laugh or they don't, that's kind of all you need.
Yeah. Well, and I feel like with comedy, anytime I get notes, it really, anytime it starts with the audience will respond and I'm like, you actually don't know that. Like, because every audience is so different, and what's funny one night might not be funny the other night, and it could be about your word choice, or it could be about how you're feeling, and the audience knows exactly how you're feeling before you even say a word.
Yeah, I mean, it is the subjective. The more subjective a thing is, I think, the better I am at getting critique on it. Obviously, if I'm gonna have critique given, where I'm not going to be a puddle of Jello on the floor, thinking like, oh shit, I'm going to lose my apartment.
Yeah.
Like, I need to be good at the thing. It needs to be something I've chosen to do myself. And it needs to be something that the critique needs to be coming from somebody whose opinion or expertise that I recognize.
Right.
Usually.
Yeah. And also, I think it's always really important to, like, anytime I give notes, I always preface it with, like, these are just like my tastes. So, like, primarily, like with comedy, I'm like, if you're just being funny and not vulnerable, I probably won't like it. So, if it's stemming from a place of like, I know all and like whatever, I just can't get there. I'm never going to like
Sure.
it. But if there's like even just like a sliver of vulnerability, then I'm like, oh, okay, that's funny. Like there's stakes because
Yeah.
I need the stakes, I suppose.
How do you do getting critique in a professional versus non-professional setting?
I think if it's my boss, usually pretty good. I had a similar sort of retaliatory situation, which I finally feel like I'm getting out of.
You can never work at Ralph's again.
But that I was only able to get out of that because I recently had a boss who I trusted and was great and was helpful and very kind. I think pretty good. Look, if you're giving me money, I'm gonna do it. Bottom line, like.
See that?
I actually regret saying that because I'm like, I actually will not kill, but yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, my pathology prevents me from doing even that sometimes. So we're like, so you're able when a supervisor is like, hey, so I didn't really like the way that you handled that. I think your approach set you up for a fail. I think you really went about that the wrong way, and I just kind of wish you'd come about it this way. You wouldn't have a full-fledged panic attack, like need to lie down on your face for 5 minutes in the dark.
I think I would probably no. I've gotten really good about like game face and workplace settings. Like I never let them see me sweat. At least I don't think I do. And in the scenario that I heard that, my instinct would probably be to get defensive, but ultimately I would take the note. As soon as the meeting was over, I would call you or Rachel or Maddie or whoever and complain about it or like vent about it. But ultimately, like, yeah, I'm going to end up doing what they need me to do because it has to get done that way. Because I'm at the point where I'm like, you got to get the paycheck.
Yeah.
And so it has nothing to do me getting defensive with them or me challenging them, trying to say like I was right, whatever. Does me no good. All it does is piss them off, which then puts me in jeopardy.
Yeah. It's so strange. Like I've never ever had a panic attack working at a restaurant. Like I've never, and
Really?
never.
Oh my God.
I was so, I wouldn't say I was in command of myself, but I was never ever like, oh my God, I'm going to lose my job and the world's going to end. Never. And it's all the time at an office job.
I worked at this Mexican restaurant that was not a Mexican restaurant. And it was one of those restaurants where like I laughed because I've also worked at like a corporate Olive Garden or like they're like, we have 3 table sections here and it gets really busy. This Mexican restaurant, I would have like 10 or 12 tables at a time. Ooh, yeah. I remember the host was this like 17-year-old boy, had no idea how to do the rotation. He sat me like 8 tables in a row and at like the first 4, I was like, what is he doing?
Yeah.
And then by like 7 or 8, I literally just started laughing. Like I was just like, well, fuck me, I guess.
Yeah, it's so like even getting critique, whether it's from a table complaining, whether it's from like my manager critiquing how I handled something, that never ever once made me spin out in any way, shape, or form. If anything, I was like really, really present in that moment where I was able to be even shitty to the people in the moment where it just, I don't know. I've lost that capability. I've lost that presence of mind somehow.
Yeah. Panic attack serving. I don't know. I'm not trying to be annoying. I'm bad at plenty of things and I think I'm pretty vocal about my flaws. I was a really good server and I like enjoyed it.
I liked it too until it just became so clear that there's no future in it.
Totally. And what I don't like about serving, the worst part of serving, and if anyone's served, they know this to be true, it's the management.
Well, sure.
So
it's not aside
even
from the dining public, yes.
Getting stiffed on a like large tab, yep, that sucks. Yep, dealing with someone who's crabby and rude and short to you, yep, that sucks. But management at restaurants is absolutely horseshit always.
Oh yeah, I mean it's there. We had a patio at one of my restaurants, and we would in the winters there were heat lamps, and like you'd have. I think we did the patio went from a like 20 table section to maybe 4 because you had just little spots that would remain warm. And for an entire winter, they had one server always scheduled outdoors. Just, oh, luck of the draw. Always sorry, JR, you got to work outside again. And they'd also be like, yeah, you can't wear a coat. Just shit like that. Like, I fucking hate this. This was shit bullshit. I remember I got stuck having to work like when it was raining during the day. I would always get the patio in the spring, and I just had a cold for like 4 months. I thought I'd gotten HIV. Like, I thought I did. Horrible. Yes, management is bad. Critique. Recently, I gave you some constructive criticism
On my script?
Yeah.
I haven't. So, and this is another thing. So I haven't even read it yet.
Oh my god.
Because it's not my active work in progress. Ew, I can't believe I said that. So I'm writing something else, and my process in writing is whenever I'm writing something new, I'm always usually trying to revise something on the side. And so that'll be like what I tackle next is the revisions based on notes I've gotten from you, notes I've gotten from a couple other people. So I haven't even reviewed them yet because I'm just like literally not in a space to be able to take that in.
Interesting.
And so I think that's really important to be able to know, like, okay, I could read his notes, which I'm grateful for, but I know that because I'm so overwhelmed trying to finish this current thing, that if I read this, my attention will not be on this.
Oh. Okay.
And so I'm just going to read like, he hates this, this, and this, and I'm going to be not grateful for the note.
Right. Okay.
Because I'm going to be overwhelmed.
Yeah. Right. I mean, so I did it hard copy, so it's not even like it in the way that I did it. It almost looks like it's been graded by a teacher, which I realized as I got.
Those are my favorite notes, though.
Yeah. I mean, I
don't like summarized notes in an email because it's too. I like seeing exactly, and that's why I printed it off.
Yeah.
Because I like seeing exactly where like someone gets stopped.
Yeah.
Because then it's not personal, and I almost don't even have to focus on your note. I'm just seeing, okay, something here, like he got stuck.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, I just recently with the novel that I have that is now currently under management, under representation, I should say. My agent was reading through the drafts and leaving comments and tracked changes and all that, and I've almost always done that as a function of something professionally. So anytime I see comments in the margins, again, immediate panic attack, immediate like, oh my God, they found something wrong. I'm going to lose the job. I'm going to lose my apartment and somebody's going to steal my teeth. Like that's just the progression of thoughts. So for my own novel that I wrote, that was not a work assignment, nothing. It was just my own thing that I did. It was distressingly similar reading through the comments and like the emotional toll that took of reading like this doesn't really work, or maybe if this character didn't get the vision.
Yeah. Well, but that's also true though, because like taste is so important. Like if someone is super hoity-toity and only reads or wants to watch stuff where it's paint drying and whatever, and then someone wants to write like Marvel movies, like I probably shouldn't read the action piece that's like only about plot and no character. Like I won't like it.
Yeah.
Like, and like me telling you that is not helpful.
Right. I mean, yeah, you just at a certain point you feel like it's not my cup of tea.
I also think too, like I've been to plenty of writing groups now, so I feel like it's really hard to hurt my feelings. Like as far as writing goes, I am very confident about it.
Don't give me a challenge.
I already know you won't hurt my feelings, but because like I just know I'll be like, yeah, it's literally just not for him. And I also know that there's plenty of scripts that have won Oscars where I'm like, you go and read the thing and it's poorly written. And the reason it won an Oscar was because it ended up being a great movie.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
Name names.
Okay, I will. He's the greatest screenwriter of the last 30 years. This bad press will do nothing to his career, but Tarantino can't spell.
Yep.
Tarantino doesn't worry about spelling. He doesn't worry about grammar. Like he literally, but he directs all his own stuff, so it doesn't even matter. Yeah. And he's the king of story. But as far as actual writing goes, like if he had to write a novel, it would be nonsense.
Interesting.
And thank God he's not a novelist.
Yeah.
But
that was not an answer I was expecting.
And to be clear, I love his movies, and he's the king of story. His stories are incredible, but like the actual function of like grammar and all of that, no, his scripts are terrible.
That's so funny because there's a certain point where that stops mattering, but it matters so much up until then.
You're going to hate this because you're such a, and I admire this about you, but your vocabulary is so strong and you care so much about language and all of that. But I did take an English class, and grammar and all of that was just created for class systems. And so ultimately, like, you can understand, if you understand what someone's saying, whether or not it was said well or grammatically correct.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. To a certain extent, like, yes, there's sort of the ground level basics that gets communication across, but then there's like, I think of split infinitives in English is a great example of like how to boldly go. Some people are like, you should never split an infinitive. Like, no, Mary, that's because classicists realized you never split Latin infinitives. And they thought, oh, that's fancy. We should do that with English, even though you can.
Right.
That was dumb and irrelevant.
It's like, I don't know. It's just, it seems it could be used as a way to dunk on people.
Yes.
A way of putting yourself above. I even think of like someone the other day made fun of someone for posting a photo of them with the Eiffel Tower behind them. And I'm like, why would you be the one to make fun of them for that? Like, yeah, it's basic, but like they chose that photo because they didn't have to stage it. They didn't have to think about it.
Yeah.
It's already been done for them. So they just wanted to be like literally everyone else.
Yeah, right.
Who cares?
You want your picture of the Eiffel Tower when you go to Vegas, you know? Like, it's what everybody does. Yeah, I don't have a problem. We're getting off topic here. We're flapping our gums.
Yeah.
Constructive criticism. What constructive criticism would you gently and kindly offer me?
Our relationship is just so like rip the Band-Aid off. So I don't know. The criticism I have for you, that also is for me, and I think most gay people.
I'll remind you, you're a guest in my home.
I know. I was like, what you're drinking don't have a cap on it. I think your head is so far up your own ass that sometimes you're suffocating yourself.
Okay. All right. Okay. So remember that part where I said constructive?
I don't have too many criticisms of you and your nature other than like, I think when you get in a mood, it is just, you are like, it's like, I would never want to change, I guess, how you feel or your emotions, but like, there's just sometimes when you are just like done and out and there's no getting you out.
Okay. So once again, we're missing the constructive part. Oh, Everett, you get sad.
Not even that, but like, I don't know. Like, you came over to my house on Friday, and I could tell, I was like, he didn't want to come over at all.
But I did.
But you did. Mm-hmm. You got there and you were like immediately annoyed.
Yeah, because we were supposed to watch a film and then you were making bread.
Well, I needed your help because my recipe isn't working because that flour is weird.
How did it turn out?
Way too doughy, way too much flour. So I gotta switch back to the other flour.
Yeah, probably just a bread flour.
Yeah, it wasn't good.
If I were to offer you some constructive criticism, it would be to watch the YouTube video of the guy making bread.
That was sent so long ago that like we text
I'm
a
hearing
lot.
excuses.
We text a lot.
You're an excuse.
I tried to. I searched like YouTube link.
It's
it's
Brian Lagerstrom.
How would I know his name?
Because you'd have watched the video and remembered.
His name?
Yep. Oh, I'm sorry. I guess I just value creators and. Hey, no, never mind.
What's some constructive criticism for me?
What constructive criticism for you?
You called me ugly and dumb on the phone the other day.
Did I?
I go, I'm so happy my really good friends just got engaged, and I'm not at all jealous, but I am just realizing like, man, I really want just like a normal, boring. And you go, that's not going to happen for you, baby. It's not going to happen for people like you and me. And I go, why? I think I'm a catch. And you go, you ain't. You are ugly and dumb.
Listen, for people who just as ugly and dumb as you are, you gotta make your own way. Okay, you make your own luck. They laugh at you. When I tell folks about you, they laugh at you. Constructive criticism.
I love all of the references you pull from, because it's like 1 minute like Almodovar, and then it's Marco Martindale and $1 Million Baby. Like you've said that and I'm like, what is that from? And finally you told me that last week, and I was like, oh my God.
I don't know what constructive criticism I would give you. The only thing that I think of right now is about your script that you gave me to read. And I already left all my notes in that.
Well, give me what's the overarching? Let's get into it. Let's get into notes on my writing. Let's be vulnerable.
I think you need to choose the messier ending.
Mm-hmm.
I think you need to explore the messier ending.
Yeah.
Much more than tying things up with a bow on them.
So the messy ending was the original ending, and I was given the note to tie it up.
Yep.
Because I always want to do things the way you want to do things, which is indie, alternative,
right.
Not a happy ending. And then this town hates that.
Yep. Which it occurred to me as soon as I finished, like, oh yeah, this is for...
Because, and that's like the problem too, is like I knew, and not even like, this isn't a critique of you, but like I know your tastes. And so I know the things I'm trying to write, which I still love and whatever. But like, I just know like you like Short Bus. You like Women on the Verge of a Nervous Breakdown. You like La Ventura, which La Ventura is famous for having no ending.
Yeah.
Like we don't figure out the mystery at all. Spoiler. Yeah. And I love that. But people in Americans specifically just do not.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, so okay, here's the thing. It's like, I am not necessarily the most qualified or the best person to ask for constructive criticism when it comes to screenplays, I don't think.
No, but that's a great example of like, I hear you, I receive that. And I like, it's not that I'm not going to change to spite you. It's like, that's just something like you push away. 'Cause you're like,
I think you could try writing from a place that's more feminist.
So I got that note recently.
Did you really?
No. So my current work in progress, it's about a woman. Okay. It's my lead is a female, and her best friend is a gay guy, and I make the gay guy super like, hey queen, what's good? And I went to a script group where one of the people in my group was like, have you ever thought about making this a gay story? It just really feels like that character's singing when he's on the page. And, you know, it just doesn't feel that way with your lead, which is to say that note wasn't helpful.
Yeah.
Because I specifically am a gay man. Of course, I thought about making a gay story, but I specifically chose a female. And the real note you're giving me is that 1, you don't like her, or 2, I can't write female characters. Yes. And so that note is bad for a variety of reasons, most of all in that it's not clear.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Can you write female characters?
I think I prefer to. That's the problem with that too. I don't know.
And now I'm suddenly thinking, like, can I write female characters? Can anybody? Find me one woman.
And then it's funny too, because in the same group, a girl who was in my writing group was like, I actually have no problem with her. I hated the boy, her love interest. He was a big man baby. And then I read like the script and I was like, yeah, no, I made him really dumb. Like, and it just shows how much less I respect men.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I mean, how much of how much of constructive criticism is about the person giving the criticism versus like, how do you find out, is this person giving me a note because they think it'll be helpful or because they need to?
And that's a tough, especially I call it like gay on gay crime. So like the guy who gave me that note's a gay guy. And so I'm like, how much of this is that weird hierarchy dynamic that's just between gay people in general?
He just hates you.
And I don't know him very well, and he's a nice enough guy, talented writer, but I just was like, oof, I just don't even know if this note is helpful.
Yeah. I mean, I'm trying to think. My ma reads all the time.
Yeah.
And so she read my novel and she did not have constructive feedback at all.
Yeah.
Her feedback was, and it's a very serious, dark literary fiction. She went, it's not funny. I'm like, that's not what it's supposed to be. Mm-hmm. And everything she had to say was either just like a nice compliment, like, oh, it was really, I thought this was really good, or just completely missed the mark. Like nothing was helpful of her like minor story beats or like missed a reference, whatever else. And she just completely went in a different direction. On the other hand, if somebody went in to the novel and just ripped it apart and was like, yeah, this reference is trite, this is overdone, like this is, you've misinterpreted the thing. Again, horrible. That would be so horrible. I feel like I don't know how it is that somebody had. It's like, what's the best way to be stabbed? Mm-hmm. How do I let somebody stab me without hitting a major organ?
Well, and I think too, one with parents, I don't know about you, but like even just I was in the Midwest for a weeks, a few weeks ago. And when I am in my parents' home around them, I become 16 again. It's humiliating. It's embarrassing. I wish it were different, but that's just the dynamic. I turn into an absolute fucking snot. And so the fact of sharing my writing with them only to have them who's supposed to like support you and lift you up be like, I don't like it. I'd be like, Mom! And then you turn into a total brat, even though they paid for your college or paid for your braces, fed you for 20 years, was at every soccer game. But you're like, you hate my novel? Like, who the fuck are you? You giant pussy. You know what I mean? But that's exactly who I become when I'm around them.
Oh my God. Yeah. I mean, I worry that my ego response has clouded over my ability to take a note especially in a professional context.
Well, and like specifically with writing is hard.
Yeah.
Finding the time, like people think like, oh, I just caught a wind and I caught a vibe. No, it is discipline.
That's kind of how I did.
You were up at weird hours. You didn't sleep. You were like around the clock working on it. And yes, that's inspiration and that's great if you can find it. For me, I'm dead on the inside right now.
Yeah.
So when I write, it's like very hard. Like I had to set aside time. I'm not even going to say which library, but I'm going to like public libraries to get away from my house and try and find different things to work. It's hard.
Yeah.
Everyone thinks writers want to be published. Well, we do. But everyone thinks it's like about money, fame, success. We just want time.
I want money.
I want time.
I just want to pay off my loans.
The money would be great, but like I just want time to be able to create and actually put something forward.
Yeah. I mean, you want the ability to write the thing you want to write.
Yes.
And not have to package it for Joe Six-Pack, in the words of Sarah Palin.
Yeah.
God, what an original.
So I have a copy of your novel. I'm skeptical of giving notes because you're like past the stage of that.
Well, yeah. I mean, the cake's baked.
So do you just want me to read it?
Yeah, I want you to read it, and I want breathless praise.
Okay.
I want effusive.
And this is how I always start, by the way. Like if someone's like, hey, would you want to read? I literally always try to set ahead of time of like, do you want like, what are you looking for?
Yeah. I had a friend ages back when I got something published, a short story published ages back, when I lived in DC. And a friend of mine, he's a professor of something. I can't remember what of, but I seem to recall he could speak Italian. Neither here nor there. Anyway, I sent the short story, and he didn't get back to me for the better part of like a month and a half. And I was interested to hear what his opinions were because he was a professor and like really well read, and like, I wanted to talk about the thing. And it stressed him out so much. Like he finally just messaged like, don't ever give me anything to read like that ever again. I just get so stressed out thinking about like, what if I hate it? What if I can't give you good feedback? What if, to him, it was just like, if I don't like this piece of writing, it could fundamentally destroy the relationship.
I don't feel that way at all.
See, I can understand that. And also like, I've certainly read shit from people that has fundamentally changed my opinion of them. Like I've absolutely been given things to edit, even professionally, where I'm like,
The hardest note I think I've ever given someone is when you can tell they wrote it because they were trying specifically to sell it, or like they caught. And so it has there's like a soulless quality to it, and that's been the hardest thing for me to have to tell someone of like, what are you actually trying to tell right now? Because yes, like the story's all there, and yet it just feels like lifeless. And I don't say it like that because that's really mean and that would crush me. But I can always tell. I'm like, oh, they're trying to sell this. Like this doesn't feel like it has stakes or heart or like a
I mean,
pulse to it.
We're all trying to sell a thing, though.
Right.
I mean, you feel that way about comedy too, where if somebody's just like doing one-liners, but there's nothing revealing about the comic, you're checked out.
Yeah, because it's like there's no stakes with comedy. Like if you're just like up there, like I'm like, great, you're a great writer, but like I have no idea who you are.
What is that? I mean, is that even good? Like, what if I just want to be a one-liner comic and I just want to do?
I think, and maybe this is more revealing about who I am as a person, but like I love when can put myself in the comedian's shoes. So we went and saw Whitney Rayner. Is that her last name?
Yeah.
We saw Whitney Rayner's one-woman show, and she had a line.
Fabulous.
She had a line that was, and it was all about sleeping with married men.
Yeah.
And her line was, "Who do we want? Your husband. When do we want him? When you're at work."
I guess Whitney Rayner, famed feminist and comedian here in Los Angeles.
Because like when you're a young gay guy, how many of us do that? Where we're like, yeah, we'll sleep with what we can get, and it's like, how? But that's like, I just want to be touched, you know.
Hi, Joel. Someone. Hope you're like in New York.
New Mexico.
No, he's in New York.
Oh,
We
maybe,
love you, Joel.
yeah, maybe I'll hit him up.
Yeah. Oh my God. You should absolutely go see Joel. Someone in New York.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Yeah. Anywho, yeah. I mean, Whitney also has not asked us for any any feedback. I wanted to write her like send her a card, like actual fan mail. The show was so fucking good. Whitney just demolished, just really truly
Yeah.
excellent show.
Well, and she let us know who she was.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what I'm talking about. There's so many comedians where I'm like, you are so funny, but like I don't want to say ego because that sounds like mean spirited, but like there's just, I'm not connecting with you for some reason. I don't know who you are. I don't know what's at stake for you. And it doesn't feel like anything is because you just feel so powerful, or like not powerful, but just so like Chappelle doing trans jokes. I'm like, you are the funniest man alive, debatably. And that is such a easy knock knock fart joke that like, what does that do? Like, who are you right now?
Yeah. I'm trying to think, like, how would you give somebody a note like that though? Like because that is a searing indictment of somebody's craft and persona and presentation. If you're like, there's no core to it, or there's no stakes. Those are two major issues for a performance, right?
And at least my advice would be, this is my tastes, so take it or leave it. I relate more to there being like vulnerability, first person narrative experiences you've had. Maybe I prefer storytelling over quippy one-liners. Actually, in fact, I know I do.
Does constructive criticism, if you're getting should constructive criticism always avoid hurting somebody's feelings?
It needs to be known that what I'm saying isn't for my own superiority.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Like it needs to be understood, and like this is for you.
And I don't respond to, obviously I've said on this episode already, like we just ripped the Band-Aid off. I don't think that's acceptable at all. Like normally, even like if I read your manuscript, I would never just say like, Everett, what the fuck? Like in our daily,
hated it.
In like our data, like I would never do that. And if it's like professional, even if it was like your jokes, I would never say like, no, it's not funny, I hate it. Like I'd never think that's acceptable.
Oh my God, that's so funny. Somebody recently was trying out a bit on stage, and it was not good.
Yeah.
Which obviously we're all at open mics to do bits that are not good. And this joke in particular involved a bit of violence against women. Okay. Classic stand, that old chestnut. And he came up to me after, he's like, what'd you think of the bit? And I said, oh, I hated it. He didn't corner me. And he asked me, I solicited my opinion. I said, oh yeah, I hated it. Utterly hated it.
Yeah.
He goes, that's it? I said, yeah, it was bad. I had nothing constructive to say other than kill that bit.
Right.
I don't know. Like in that case, how do you make a joke about choking dames funny? Just don't. Like we've heard it however many times before. I felt bad about it after the fact because he's a friend. And obviously I don't want to pop every fucking balloon I see on the street, but it just in that moment a joke in that vein, I simply like I'm not going to give you like
Yeah.
punch ups for that.
In the screenwriting world, I mean, 70 years, every single female character was introduced first by how they looked. So
Sure, right.
Jane Fonda include Brie Daniels, sexy, but she doesn't know it. Like that's the description for every woman that
God,
ever was on film for 70 years. And so if I see something alluding to a woman's beauty on the page, I'm usually just like pretty clear and blunt about like, hey, like if a woman's reading this, they will hate that.
Yeah.
And so it's like that kind of stuff, misogyny,
Unless she's
racism.
pretty fucking chill. Let's go.
I always just try to take, and maybe this was wrong of me to assume the role of the woman, but I'm going to be like, look, just from a female set of eyes, they're going to hate that. So it's up to you.
From a female set of eyes.
But unfortunately, women make up like 50% of the population. So you're going to divide half the room, which sucks for you.
Yeah. See,
And you gotta, I guess, base it from their perspective. Be like, you will lose using this, just to let you know.
right. If you want to see this in black and white, you gotta
Even like
you gotta make your dames ugly. I don't fucking know.
even like, I don't know, if someone has toilet paper on their shoe, let them know. That's so embarrassing that they're walking around with toilet paper on their shoe. Or like, if
Or
they
bad breath. Yeah. Like
don't. No more in the bad breath. It's over.
here we go.
I don't have any. I switched toothpaste.
Here's where okay.
Don't you dare!
Criticism.
Don't you dare! I'm okay.
It's
Now
something-
I'm having a panic attack. Do I have bad breath still?
I can't smell it from here, so probably not. So yeah, here's where sometimes constructive criticism hurts feelings, right? And you can't.
It didn't hurt my feelings. In fact, it hurt my feelings that she waited.
Yeah, right. But it incites a major emotional response in you.
But like, if your writing is what you hold nearest and dearest,
And your breath is what you.
my hygiene and being a stinky, nasty pig boy is what I hold nearest and dearest.
Yeah, right.
I shower twice a day. Brush multiple. I brushed even before I came over here. I got one of those tongue scrapers. Like I'm doing everything I can
Well, I
do.
was talking to a naturopath.
Don't you dare. She listens to this podcast.
Yeah, how do you get through to somebody when their emotional barriers are up? Like, hey, I've got critical feedback for you.
Well, and like
You have broccoli in your teeth.
let's say I give you notes, which I won't do because like it's, and again, like it wouldn't be helpful at this stage in the game you're about to publish. If I were to give you notes and it went bad, I would be like, next time I'm not giving notes.
Yeah, right.
You know what I mean? Like it's like he can't take it and it's over and this is our dynamic. And maybe I don't know what I'm talking about, but maybe he will never truly meet his potential because he can't receive feedback.
Ooh, but that's not
With
about
the
you.
power. I haven't read you. Everything I've read of yours is great.
With
like
the power of prophecy.
no, everything like I blank on the script and I don't really feel too comfortable talking about it. But it's the shelf one. Like that was a great short story. I think about that a lot.
The shelf one?
Where he goes to the person's house and then he looks at what's on their shelf and it's like
yeah,
anti-Semitic and yeah, I didn't feel comfortable.
That one. Yes. Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to think of like, I have the pathology where I've given critique to people, I've given feedback to people, knowing that it was not necessarily as neutral or constructive as it could have been because they pissed me off.
Totally. And you don't like him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I like, this isn't another drop in the bucket of like, you got to know who to ask for feedback from. Like every now and again, somebody will track you down and they just really want, for some reason, your cosign on a joke, on a story, whatever else. And like,
Yeah.
I still feel guilty about telling him. Just like, what'd you think of that bit? And I said, oh, I hated it. I just like,
Yeah. It's tough when they're like misogynist. It's tough when they're like outwardly and totally clueless. Yeah.
yeah. And I mean, listening to my pal, like, well, it's not actually like
And there does have to be a point in time too, like not even being sensitive, but I have received and been in so many writers groups that, and like nothing is precious, but I also just know, and I'm really clear about like, you will not do the weird hierarchy thing. Like,
say more.
like if I get even a whiff of like this note has nothing to do with the writing and everything to do with you being superior to me, like I knock that shit off right away.
Yeah.
And then I hone in on what you're actually saying, and almost always, and not even as a point of conflict, but like they almost always revert to like, oh yeah, well, blah blah, and then they were never actually serious about what they were saying. You can dissect that like pretty quickly.
See, I think narratively, there's something really, really interesting about somebody who hates your guts giving you feedback. And yes, obviously it's meant to injure you, but there's also a really good note in there.
What would the circumstances be for that? I'm not really around people who I think I hate.
This is like when I had that talk with
Not first and last name.
when I told I was like, you are unbearable.
That's
not
not
believe all of this.
Yeah.
Like people see in you that you are angling to get a booking as hard as you can. They see that you want to get on stage. They see that you're hungry for a spot. They smell it on you a mile away.
Yeah.
You've got to knock it off. You've got to get out of your own way and fast, because otherwise, like I'd gotten a booking and the first thing that was like, oh, who booked you?
Yeah.
Like,
Yep.
let's start with, oh my God, that's so exciting.
Congratulations. Yeah.
And so I had to tell this individual, who I shall not name, like, yeah, I was really irritated with you that every time I've gotten a booking, your immediate reaction is like, who booked you?
Right.
As if to be like, to check the credentials, as if to be like, wait, did they know who they booked? It just so many ugly implications in that leading with that. And this was somebody I do not care for. We do not like each other. And I gave this person the feedback. It said, until you get out of your own fucking way, there's nothing anybody can do for you.
Right. That's actually so helpful though, especially because that is like the number one red flag in comedy. Like people can smell that from a mile away. And this person you're talking about, I've never met, but I've seen their stuff and they are talented. They are funny. And it would be a shame for them to just be seen as a leech. I would say the harshest note I've ever been given just in general about who I am as a person is, and you're not going to be surprised by this because it was given by you. No, I'm just kidding. Someone was like, it's not that you're not good. It's that I can see how hard you're working.
Oh my God.
And that broke my heart.
Wow.
And that's something that I'm like, as an adult, been trying to wrangle with, because I do have that gay try hard thing where I'm like, I'm going to be somebody. And when do you know, like, that's a symptom of trauma, or if it's just, I want to do well?
You know, a professor of mine, and that, God, that's
scathing. I've never forgotten it. And I'm always, always, always thinking about it.
I can see how hard you're working.
Because it's almost like
they life at you.
Yeah, it's like, when is wanting to be successful a scapegoat for just wanting to be accepted? And as gay people, we get to choose our family.
Ben Platt, call in.
No, but like, it's like, we obviously, there's a whole, so many gay scholars have written about it for years and years.
That RuPaul reference is so rotten.
The more successful you are, the less gay you appear.
I think I'm trying to think back on what's the most withering critique I've ever gotten like that. In grad school, I had a professor who everybody was kind of terrified of. I loved her and she liked me, and it was one of my favorite classes, all that. And I was giving a presentation and fielding questions and whatever else. And then, when I'd sat back down, I don't recall being like, oh, I fucking nailed that. I just, like, gave my presentation, sat down, and then we gave feedback afterwards. And she said, she's like, Everett, you are just so dead set on putting distance between you and your listeners. You want them to know always that you are very smart. You've gotten a very rarefied education, used the word rarefied education, and you never miss an opportunity to remind your audience of that. And I, in the moment, read that as a cutting cutting insult, and tried to play it off with comedy. I said, well, shit, I got all that education. Might as well sound like I got it. You know what I mean? Like, tried to play it off with humor.
She kind of ate with that one.
Oh, she really did. And everybody around the table was like, yep. Oh, he said, I spent all that money on the degree. Might as well sound like I got it. And that, guilty as charged, like absolutely was the case. Because again, it was some professional, like we were supposed to give a presentation to some board of some, organization or whatever. So, like you did want to sound like a bit puffed up.
Yeah.
But it's true. And that ever since, like, you can never know how you sound to other people. Just a simple fact, like, you just never know how you come across really. And so it's like that really was like, oh fuck, I'm a douche. You don't want to be a douche.
That is so helpful though. And especially from someone you respect. Like, I don't know, because now you're aware.
I just choose not to improve. Yeah. I just remember the word rarefied hitting my ear, and I was like, I'm reaching deep in the bag for this one. That is some ivory tower adjective right there. That is
so important though. I've met so many Ivy Leaguers, or like here in LA, it's really cool to have gone to NYU or USC, and it's like, hey, we still make the same amount of money.
Right.
My apartment's nicer than yours. Like, calm down.
Yeah. Other than that, that was a tough class. And then she gave a guy that I did not like in that class, when he did his presentation, she goes, yeah, no notes. Like, yeah, he really got my goat.
I love that. Well, that's criticism. You can't live with it. You can't live without it. Am I right?
Yeah. If it comes to critique for me, I either want laughter, effusive praise, or in German, there's a lovely expression. They say, nicht gesagt ist genug gelobt, which means nothing said is enough praise. And that works for me. If it's not effusive, breathless, rapturous praise, I want nothing.
Write it in a letter for me, and when I'm ready to receive it, I'll read it.
So, yeah, that's all we got.
All right, breadwinners, thanks for tuning in again. We'll see you next week. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you for joining us. We hope you enjoyed the show.